Hello everyone, welcome back to the Sports Porch. Hope you're all doing well. And, okay. I hate this signing. Real quick before I talk about that though, a couple housekeeping things to get out of the way. No camera this video, I'm on spring break this week. Didn't want to bring it home and all the lighting and whatnot. I didn't want to have to worry about it. And second off, I am now a part of a different podcast called The Blitz. If you want to check that out, I'll put the link to that in the description below. Go check it out. Our first episode, we had an interview with Wisconsin defensive tackle Isaiah Loudermilk, and recently we talked about some key free agents, the Dak Prescott signing, some guys who got franchise tagged. So if you're interested at all in that, go check out that in the link below, or I'll have a card up for it somewhere. But let's go ahead and get to the topic of this video specifically. If you haven't seen the news, Aaron Jones just got re-signed to the Green Bay Packers. 4-year deal worth $48 million. This puts him at $12 million a year, which makes him the third highest paid running back annually. Let me get this out of the way. I absolutely hate this signing. I did not think that Aaron Jones was going to come back to the Packers. In fact, I wasn't entirely sure I wanted him to come back to the Packers. As a Packer fan, I am a Packer fan. If you've seen any of my previous videos, you might have picked up on that here or there. I think I've said it a couple times. Anyway, the point is, the Packers had so many needs in this offseason, at least to me, that I think were just way more important than the running back. Last year, you drafted A.J. Dillon in the second round, mind you, and at the time, I really didn't get the move, but coming into this offseason, seeing what was going to happen potentially with Aaron Jones leaving, I figure, hey, you have A.J. Dillon, come in now as your number one back, hope that he can step into that role, and then have Jamal Williams, who hopefully you can re-sign for the cheap, as a nice complementary piece, have a nice 1-2 punch there. Instead, they went the route of paying Aaron Jones and making Dillon the number 2 guy, which I think is a major mistake if you are the Packers. You drafted Dillon so high for what? To be a backup to Aaron Jones? I simply don't get the move at all. Along with that, you had another guy on the market named Corey Linsley, who was perhaps the best interior lineman in football right now, certainly one of the better centers in all of football right now. He needed to be re-signed, and that didn't happen. So now, he's not going to come back. There's no way he can come back. Real quick, I just want to look at the top centers and what they're getting paid compared to what the top running backs are getting paid. So the top centers, Ryan Kelly's getting $14.5 million a year. Rodney Hudson's getting $13.5 million. J.C. Tretter, another former Packer, is getting $11 million a year. So we can guess that Corey Linsley would have gotten somewhere around that range, maybe $15 million a year, somewhere around there. Meanwhile, for running backs, Zeke's getting paid $13.5 along with Derrick Henry, about with Saquon underneath them at $10 million a year. So now Aaron Jones fits comfortably at the third highest paid running back annually. When you start to go down this list, however, you can clearly see better value at better spots. And that's my biggest problem with signing running backs to large deals like this, is that you can always find running backs for great deals. The production at running back is pretty easy to come by, and I do not think that is the same case with linemen. That is why linemen, especially tackles, get paid so stinking much in this league. Because what is the point of paying Aaron Jones if you can't even protect him and let him get time to do what he has to do, and that's run in between the tackles? I really do not get this move at all. So now, on top of the needs that the Packers already had at cornerback and wide receiver and inside linebacker, coming into this draft, they now also have to draft a lineman, which I think before, if we would have signed Linsley instead of signing Jones, then you could have maybe drafted an offensive lineman later on in the draft just to add another piece in there for some depth for whenever David Bakhtiari comes back. So now I'm not really sure what the plan is for the Packers this free agency as well, because now any cap space they had is gone. Now, I will say that I think that it was going to be gone anyway, because I think they would have signed Lindsley if they hadn't signed Jones, but I would have rather seen that money go towards Lindsley. So, Gutekunst, all I have to say, man, is, good luck, dude. I really hated this signing. I can't even front. This was probably the worst signing we've seen so far up to this point in the offseason, and people were scratching their heads at Dak, but I get Dak to a certain level. This one I just don't. Here, really quick, I'm going to try to be positive about it. I'm going to say good things about Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones is a good running back. I think that Aaron Jones is a top 10 running back at the very least in the NFL. You could make an argument for top 5. I can totally see that. He is only 26 years old, so by the time he's on that final year of his contract, he'll be 30, which is good for the Packers, I guess, in the fact that they won't be keeping him around too far after his prime. Another good thing I could say about him is that he's really good in the passing game. He's a very good scat back. So that's always good to have a running back who's versatile like that. You know, A.J. Dillon isn't quite that kind of player. A.J. Dillon is kind of like a mini version of Derrick Henry, if I'm being honest. So I think that's all the positive stuff I can say about this signing. I really dislike it for the Packers. I dislike how the team is shaping up this offseason. I'm just hoping that they can have a really good draft, because just from the lineup I'm looking at right now, they for sure need another inside linebacker. They for sure need to get a corner. I would say getting a wide receiver is something they should look into. A tight end. Hopefully they can get back Tanyan or something like that. That would be nice. Maybe even an outside linebacker and an edge to replace Preston Smith. But I don't know, man. Like this, what makes me so mad about this is that this roster is so close, I think, to being a true Super Bowl contender. Last year, I would say it was a true Super Bowl contender, even with their flaws at wide receiver. But now this year, with all the money tied up in Jones, it's going to be very hard to build a complete roster. And that's all I really have to say about this matter. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Did you like the signing? Are you in my camp and you didn't like it? Let me know what you think of it. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at JeffreyA2017, as well as the Sports Porch at Real Sports Porch on all platforms. Make sure you like the video if you liked. Dislike it if you're a big Aaron Jones fan, I guess. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one.